front, we are burning a few extra calories, which is extremely important to do right now because he's a little bit chunky. He weighs about 240 kilograms, which is quite a lot for a California male sea lion because he's packed on his pounds for breeding season, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. As you can see, all of the behaviours that we're getting Bounty to do right now are, for one reason or another, a way to engage in his health. So if he's moving around, being all energetic and waving his flippers around, that is to make sure that he's getting exercise and to ensure that all of his joints are working. If it's an up close and personal behaviour, like opening his mouth or getting to spin around so we can see his entire body, that is what we call a health check behaviour. So we're able to look at his entire body without getting too close to him and getting our fingers within biting range, and we can get a visual look over every single inch of him to make sure there are no scratches or bites from other sea lions, which at the minute is something we do look for because, as I said, we're in breeding season and it comes with a whole lot of hormones and a lot of competition. Yes, it does. Thank you for agreeing with me, Bounty. Now, I believe somewhere in the crowd we've got someone that's going to help us train Bounty a little bit today and introduce themselves to us. If Amelia could come on to the front and introduce yourself to Ben, we'll get you started. Where are you? I can't see you. There we go. She's on her way. So you're going to come down and introduce yourself to Ben at the front. Now, the first thing we're going to do is make sure that Amelia puts a glove on, because myself and Ben, we handle a lot of fish every single day. That's all sea lions like to eat. But we don't want Amelia to be burdened by the same curse that me and Ben have. We have to have our lunch breaks on our own because we absolutely stink and no one wants to sit next to us. So we are going to make sure that Amelia pops the glove on and is all happy. And all we're going to do is make sure that Bounty is introduced to you. Because what we're doing essentially is we're making sure that Bounty can meet as many people as possible. Because the thing is, whenever we have to do any work with Bounty with the vets, we don't know exactly which vet we're going to end up getting. And the chances are he's probably a little bit grumpy because he's feeling under the weather, and that is in fact why we've called the vet. So Bounty does start to sort of develop a little bit of a negative association with the vet because, as I said, usually with every season, it means he's had a bit of a bad day. So the more people that we can introduce Bounty to and have nothing but a positive experience while we do so, the better. Because it means he's more likely to be happy again in the future. Now, it is the absolute most difficult part of being a sea lion trainer, is trying to get the rubber gloves on, especially in the heat like today, when your hands are all sweaty and clammy and the sun is beaming down on you. It does not make it easy. But all we're going to do to start with Amelia is give Bounty lots of fish to introduce ourselves as nothing but a positive thing. And that is actually what we do when it comes to training as well. When we first start training an animal, all we do is we make ourselves the most interesting thing in the room by giving them lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of fish. And essentially then we start basically having to develop a way to tell the sea lion they've done the right thing. If I can get everybody who's just